All right, everybody. Good evening. Can't hear myself. Okay, how's that? Better. There we go. They had me turned down. Ed Raymer with the Edwin Lee Raymer Show. Tonight here at WGNS, our good friend Christian Gay. Christian, thank you for doing this. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, you're welcome. You had to talk me into it, but you're welcome.
Now I know it, but it was worth it. You and Angela and Angie Marie have pretty well cut me up pretty good out there.
Well, you're welcome for that too. I know your ego gets to a point to where it's just too large, and here comes a Sunday. You gotta every quarter narrow that thing down, Ed.
Well, y'all sure do a good job of deflating it. I'll tell you that.
And if I see that cabin up there, I'll take a picture.
Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all go to school for that or what? We're going to talk about, yes, some of you on Facebook, you noticed, we're going to talk a little bit about politics here, and glad to have Christian with us. Connor's on the board. I'll tell you what, Connor, let's go ahead and kick this off and get maximum yield of our time tonight. But for right now, my name is Edwin Lee Raymer, and yes, I'm still a private investigator. Welcome aboard.
This is the Edwin Lee Raymer Show with your host, Ed Raymer, on your Good Neighbor station, News Radio, WGNS.
We are here. This is Edwin Lee Raymer Show. I'm your host, Ed Raymer, and this show is produced in the studios of WGNS AM 1450, FM 100.5, 101.9, right here in the heart of the great volunteer state, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Welcome you here tonight. You can reach us tonight with me and Christian with your questions, your comments, your thoughts at 615-893-1450, 615-893-1450. That's our AM call. Numbers, as you know. You also send us a text to that number, and Connor will be glad to read it over the air, or write it down, hand us a note. We'll get it to you. If you're a little too shy to go on the air, Christian, thanks again for doing this. I appreciate it.
It's wonderful all the time.
Yeah, and you can listen to us via YouTube, live, WGN News Radio, WGNS. We have Big GTV. Is that a thing? Yep. It is? Okay. All right. Facebook Live, of course, the good old-fashioned radio, 1450 AM, 100.5, 101.9 FM if you're in your automobile or you have a device in your home. My wife listens at home. My wife listens on Alexa. There's a number of different ways. You can also download the WGNS app and take WGNS with you wherever you go. Listen whenever you wish. Angela Bingham and Angie Marie just left here. They're on the air every Sunday at 6 o'clock with Simplicity, doing a great job. Wonderful gals, a lot of fun, and just doing a great faith-based show, getting tons of good reviews, doing just wonderful work, feeding people, helping people, and just doing just all-around good folks, and glad to be part of it. Christian, what you been doing? Are you enjoying your summer? What you been up to? What are you doing now?
Oh, yeah. We've done a lot of travel. We've went down to Atlanta this last weekend. We love Atlanta.
Right.
For some of you other small-town Southerners might be a little scared of such a great big city. It is truly a joy to go.
Right.
We got to reconnect with some friends and just meet new friends and just had a great time. It was for our anniversary. We've been married a couple of years now, and so.
Well, congrats! I didn't know that. Congratulations!
Yeah, I know you didn't know it. I bet you couldn't believe it either. So, we've had a pretty good summer so far. It's been a lot more calm since campaign season isn't in full swing.
Yeah, that'll happen next year.
Which has been great,
right.
And for those of you candidates listening, it should be happening this year. So go ahead and announce if you hadn't announced already.
That's exactly
please,
right.
God, for the love of God, please do it. But no, I've been just still studying for the law school admission test, and that's going pretty well, I think. Just booting along. Hadn't done anything, groundbreaking. Or I think consistency is one of the best things a person can do.
Well, that's what I tell people mostly about wife and myself. We're two of the boringest people you'll probably ever meet.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
mean, I guess that's good.
Yeah, I hadn't went
They
big
say
game
that
hunting in
makes it-
Africa or
yeah, they-
jumped off of a bridge somewhere. So
Or water skied behind a yacht.
yeah, ought to. if any of y'all's got a yacht,
Well, if Connor,
Let me know.
if he'll gas his yacht up,
Yeah.
we'll be glad to go out and water ski.
I'm surprised he
behind it,
hadn't offered yet.
He won't let us. He doesn't let poor people near that. These kids make. I'm telling you.
But no,
We're
it's
gonna talk
just
about. Yeah, go ahead.
just
Go ahead.
been. I think looking at the politics a lot heavier recently. You know, you usually think summertime is going to be hot,
Sure.
and not just hot
Sure.
outside, but hot when it comes to events. And you look back at big political summers like summer 67, 68, 69.
Sure.
Look
That's
back
right.
at the summers in the 80s.
Mhm.
And a lot of political activism going on then. And you have it's not much different now.
A lot of it going on
A lot
right
going
now.
on now. And so
Right.
for those of you who think this is a new phenomena, you're wrong.
It's all the same.
It's just the thing that's been going on
It's just
for
maybe a little different.
a little
people.
different, yeah.
You know, the numbers may be different, bigger or smaller,
Sure
but
enough.
it's
Yeah.
generally the same thing going on. We're going to talk a little bit about, if we can, this Project 2025 and the Project 2025 tracker.
Yeah.
And I'm putting Connor on the spot here. Connor, if you can pull that up, it's on a screen. Project 2025. And it is a tracker. I'm sure most of you know something about it. And can you project that onto the screen for us?
That one?
Yeah, or the one that the people can look at home. I don't know if if you can do that, fine. But we are at, where is it? And Christian, are you looking at it on your phone? I've got it here on the phone. I took a picture of it last night. They are at what percent completed with this thing? I don't know. Yeah, here it is. 47% complete. And they're only like, what are we, 6 months into this administration?
About, yeah.
And then other areas, they have been into. Let's see here what we've got. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, 100%. Centers for Disease Control Prevention, 100%. Department of Commerce, Department of Defense, Department of Agriculture, all 100% completed that I've got. And I'm taking it, and do you know the in-depth? Can you elaborate more on this, Christian? Do you keep up with this? I mean,
Yeah, sure.
I know we all look at it, but,
a lot
your
of
take on it. So to
yeah, I
speak.
mean, well, I think there's only one take that is the truth, and it is what they say they want to do.
Sure. That's what he said to do.
And it is there have been, of course, agency overhauls, massive layoffs. I know in the great crazy news cycle that we have been so prone to be indebted to with our attention, we forgot about how many federal workers from the IRS you wanted to fire
Right.
and lay off. We forgot. I mean, we've got massive gutting in other departments, like Department of Education's one that he's really been swinging for the most.
Yeah, that's been the Republicans' wet dream for a long time.
275,000 federal employees targeted or eliminated via buyouts, firings, or forced resignation. He shut down USAID.
Which has literally starved and is starving
It's starving people.
children
Sure.
to death. Right.
The EPA, Department of Energy, Department of Education, all of this with the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, which in itself is a joke of a.
It's not a department.
Well, not even that, but it was based upon an internet meme. There's this dog that is a Doge dog, and it's a meme coin, all that sort of stuff. So it's already an unserious.
Sure.
An unserious phenomena that they've introduced to the government. And, you want to talk about the effects of Project 2025 when it comes to real people. But let's just back up and think about what it means for when these things happen, for whenever people introduce things that are not serious to government.
Sure. Yeah.
It, in effect, makes government not serious.
Before you're playing.
Yeah.
It's like it's playtime.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want there to be legitimacy in a government that is open, free, fair, equitable, and has protections for people. You want a group of jokers to come in and begin to gut, and it was usually with like 18, 19, 20-year-olds that he had at the helm of this.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, and whenever they left, the New York Times had reports that there was pot everywhere, and Elon Musk was apparently on so much ketamine that it damaged his bladder, and he was just peeing himself all the time. Yeah. And if that isn't a good reflection of what the first opening salvo of the Trump administration was, I'm not quite sure that there will be a better one coming up. Other than whether
I can't agree with you more. I mean, yeah, that's it.
But one of the more intriguing things is that it dismantled the oversight structures that we have in government. Project 2025 promotes cutting oversight, and the moves this year reflect that 17 inspector generals across major departments were just fired. The inspectors were just, all right, bye, see you later.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The policy priorities. Several moves align with Project 2025's directives to roll back science and protect conservative priorities. You know, NOAA, the climate programs.
The weather people, which we need now more than ever.
Right, especially with hurricane season coming up. The Navy has stopped sharing information with NOAA. Even last week, the guy who had a part of his brain eaten by a worm and who would just pick up like roadkill on the side of the road and take it home and eat it, which is not unsimilar to a guy that I grew up in church with, who would pick up deer from the side of the road that had been hit, and he would eat them. And these two kind of have the same similar temperaments and ideologies. They're both crazy. But he said that we're going to get rid of MNRA whenever it comes to doing vaccine science. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those
MNRA, tell people what it is. MNRA.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a scientist either, but I know that it is used in cancer treatment, and that it is one of the more effective vaccine treatments that we have for diseases. And we basically have people who are grifting in the government who are saying this is bad, and I want there to be non-pasteurized milk. I want there to be natural things. We think that we believe that vaccines cause autism, and that was an oddly weirdly a liberal stance until recently. So FEMA has discontinued grant support for domestic violent extremism, shifting focus away, and then trying to combat far-right threats. They're not doing that anymore. Russell Vought, one of Project 2025's key architects, now leads the Office of Management and Budget, and is spearheading this whole restructuring agenda. So for basically what that means for everybody who didn't listen to all the jargon I threw out, there is a conservative takeover of government. It's almost like a hostile takeover of a competing corporation. Let's just say Uber takes over Lyft and replaces all of Lyft's people with Uber people, and they go ahead and restructure the whole government. Well, they did that with a business sense of doing it to the federal government.
Sure.
In a way that takes away the ability for people to be held accountable, to be able to protect those in communities that are still vulnerable, and it denies our basic facts of science and of weather and the institutions of American government that we have at least had a appearance of legitimacy for so far.
Well, we've relied on them for years.
Yeah,
in many instances. Yeah. It's the barometer, if you will, that we gauged a lot by, and a lot of the decisions were made involving government with these particular agencies we're talking about.
Right.
I mean, I don't care who you are, when you're starving children, and Bill Gates said it best, the world's richest man starving the world's poorest children, talking about Musk.
Yeah.
Folks, I don't know how else to put it to you, but I've got some worse news for you. Now, Mr. Gaze gave you the good news. Yeah, that's the good news. It's happening right here in Rutherford County. And how it's happening, no one stands up and says, that's wrong. No one. This is not just in Washington, D.C. No one. There's not a single Republican that I have found. And if I'm skipping you over, give me a call me on it. I don't mind. That's fine. That stands up and says, this is going too far.
Yeah.
I mean, not one. Are you therefore not complicit in this? Christian, what say you? I mean, the school board, all Republicans.
Well, I know some of the people. I had the wonderful opportunity to talk to the spouse of one of the school board members last year. We were sitting outside the humidor. I was having a smoke, a cigar, and we were all sitting there talking. And he came up to me and sat down, and he started talking about how our ethnicities are shared. And I thought that was interesting. But then he started talking to me about how uncomfortable all of the trans and gay rights activists around Rutherford County, and this was whenever the trans ban was going on.
Right. Yeah.
And
right.
he was talking to me about how uncomfortable it made him. I was like, well, why? And he said, well, my daughter's in school, and I don't want her. She's the exact opposite of me. She's for for this. And, and I was thinking, well, okay. And I was like, well, what do you even base your ideas off of? He said, well, the Bible.
Okay.
And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, well, I've read the Bible too. I was like, where does it say that we don't accept our neighbors, and that we need to hate trans people, and we need to disallow them from being in open society? And
what's your answer?
And all of it. And he just said, well, it doesn't. It just makes you feel uncomfortable. And I said, so it's not really a biblical takeaway, is it? And he said, no. And then he told me his wife was on the school board, and I almost laid in traffic. I was amazed because I thought that he was just some random crazy guy who had no bearing, or
his wife's on the school board.
Yeah, his wife's on the school board.
Yeah.
Morales, I think, is the last name. But
yeah.
she was one of the ones who was calling for, I think it was the closing of the border with Mexico, it's on the last election. And I was thinking,
that's several months ago.
It's really odd that a group of Hispanics would want to pull the rope up behind them and say that, well, it's all these other Hispanics and Mexicans that are coming in and really screwing everything up for everybody, but we're the good ones. And it's just what are you talking about? What do you just because you've been here longer doesn't mean that you're any more right. Does you mean any less of a second generation American? But it's this idea of bigotry in
that's all it is
in these institutions that we have now. Yeah, our school board's not surprising. Neither is our city council. Neither is our county commission. You got Hope Oliver still fighting the good fight, but then you've got I don't know how many on the city council who just let it happen.
County commission.
Avery Water tried to outbig Robert Stevens in the last election cycle, and Miss Jamie, if you're listening, I hope you heard it. But when we got mailers in the mail that said, well, Jamie Avery wants to work to help close the border. I'm thinking, dude, we're in a landlocked state, 2,000 miles away from any border.
I was wondering about that.
What are you talking about?
You got a caller on the line? Caller, go ahead. Let's go. Hello, caller.
Yeah, it's Rob.
Hello, Rob. Rob Mitchell.
Rob Mitchell.
Hey, Rob. Are you in jail? Are you in jail again? Have they arrested you again? Are you in jail again? What do you need? Bail money? What?
You need boxing gloves for fighting Jakar?
Always good.
How are you, my friend?
Doing good. Plugging along.
Good.
Just trying to, there are issues, but it's not so much a Democrat or a Republican issue. There have always been, since time immemorial, people that will not like other people based upon their appearance, or their ethnicity, or where they're from.
No, this minimizes the problem, Mr. Mitchell. I disagree with what you're trying to put as far as the implication or the pretense. Just because it's been happening time immemorial doesn't mean that it's not a problem now, that it won't continue to be a problem.
I never said that.
I know you didn't. I'm saying it.
I never.
Okay.
I don't disagree with you.
Then why make the distinction that it's a thing that's always happening?
No, I was just trying to get some background here.
Okay.
I'm not against you. I'm just having a discussion.
Oh, nobody thinks that you're against anybody.
Oh, no. Don't attack me, please. I just called to say We, as a society, have a problem with the human heart. And we have a problem. We, myself, you, Ed, everybody. It's natural. It is easier to be angry and lash out than it is to try to work together towards something.
Rob, let me say this. I'm an old guy. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, my time here is short.
Sure.
When I was doing the groceries today, I listened to Casey Kasem's Top 40.
Yeah, Casey Kasem's Top 40. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Another hit.
There was a song that came on when I was a kid.
Sure.
And
Right.
it came out in 1970. And
That's
it was
right.
by the Brotherhood of Man.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's united we stand, divided we fall.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought, what has happened? Because, you know, Ed and I grew up back then. I mean, we had the Vietnam War, we had race riots, we had all kinds of political turmoil going on.
1968, yeah, just when we were kids.
Yeah.
Even 1968, I remember.
The good old days.
They were, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, even with as bad as things were, there were still people saying, look, let's have a vision for what we can be rather than lament what we are not.
Mr. Mitchell.
Let's look toward the better side.
Mr. Mitchell, can I ask you
think
something?
it's something that, sure.
What did you not have back then? Whenever it came to people being connected, what didn't exist in 1967, 68? Well, really before 2000. What did we not have?
Internet.
We didn't have
a lot of things. We didn't have social media.
Correct, and that's my
Right.
point. There is that, you know, we ask what's missing, but we don't often ask what has what we added to our society done to us. We've added a way for everybody to influence one another, whether our opinions are right or wrong, or based in truth or fact. We don't live in the same intellectual world anymore, it seems like. And I think that's something that you and I can agree on, because we don't share the same media spaces. We don't share the same internet feed. We don't share the things that mass media companies buy and sell us on. Because, you notice you don't have to pay for Facebook or Instagram or any of these things, Mr. Mitchell, because you're the commodity bought and sold on them. Not because it's a leisure thing or because it's a commodity for you. You are the commodity. So anything you say as a leader in the community, or anything that any one of us try to say out, as good or bad as it is, people listen, and our influences become our downfalls whenever we don't agree on a basic idea or stance of reality. That was the difference between 1967 and 2018. That's the difference between then and now, is that we've added too much for us to reel in everything back.
You talking about maybe there's too much information?
Too much of average people, too much of people who have nefarious ideas or wants, who wish to influence others.
I see what you're saying. Right. Okay. Rob, your response, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sorry?
thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob.
I heard my name, and then see, I'm having to listen on hearing aids right now. So
Oh,
this
okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
That's a technology we didn't have back then either.
Yeah,
I just didn't hear people saying ugly things about me.
Nobody said anything ugly about you. It was just a.
Yeah, and Rob, I mean, let's bear in mind, and I'm gonna give Rob kudos here, because you're the one that went in front of the county commission and fought to get every employee for the county a raise.
Correct.
Yep. Well, I also just had an article that was published in the Post that I didn't realize was going to have as much traction as it did, but people have started calling and texting me saying, thank you for saying what you said.
You're talking about the one in
Nobody is
the
saying
Washington Post?
No, in the Murfreesboro Post.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, Mr. Mitchell? I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, I just said that we needed to ask some very difficult questions about what our community is going to be. If greater density is going to lead to a better lifestyle, why are we giving tax incentives for corporations to come in when we should be focusing on creating a better quality of life for the citizens that we have.
Rob, is this still happening? Is this still happening? Because we know.
Go ask your friend Sean Wright. You guarantee if Sean has anything to do with it, it's still happening. Sean wants us to be what he calls an elite city, quote unquote, like Franklin or like one of those, or Brentwood. And I'm with you here that we do have to continue to grow who we are and not try to be and pretend to be somebody else, because we lose out on the goodness that we are when we try to pretend to be these other places. So, Mr. Mitchell, I appreciate you saying that in the paper, but how much traction has it gotten?
I'll find out later. Unfortunately, with things like this, the people that take offense to it won't tell you.
Yeah,
they'll just stab you in the back.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of politics. I get it.
It's really not.
You know, but
Sure.
I'm not focusing on pointing anybody out or calling out anybody's names. That wasn't the point of this.
Right.
There's too much politics of personality, where people flock to personalities and influencers and believe that because they got more likes on their Facebook page, everything they say must be right.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mitchell.
Or
right.
all kinds of stuff like that. And that's, people need to learn to think. I mean,
yeah, I'm with you.
I'm trying to, I've been fighting for 3 years to try to get chess into schools. Why? Because kids tend to act out emotionally in social media and the news and influencers and our freaking cell phones that we have to pick them up every time we hear a beep. We're being trained, our children are being trained to react and respond to cues and signals.
Right.
And rally around those. Both sides do it. The Democrats and the Republicans both do that. It is a political game, training people to respond to cues and react in a predictable way to raise money for political parties.
And here's another one. And here's one that I'm on right now. And while we're all just talking, we're around the kitchen table here. Okay, I have, and I'm going to advocate from here on out for free school lunch. I'm talking about free breakfast, free lunch, and a snack maybe in the afternoon for every student in Rutherford County schools. Now, I had a good friend, and he commented back and said that would cost approximately $11 million a year. Okay, and this is a good man, he's a good guy, and I don't doubt his numbers. Okay, what I was saying is, Rob, how many are we paying for already?
Oh, quite a bit, and probably I believe a lot of that money is funneled in to pay for it from the federal government.
It should be, but if this guy's in charge, I don't know.
The amount of money, I disagree with the concept that we can't do it because it costs too much money.
Right.
Do you realize that when the tax increase went in 2 years ago, since that period of time, we have raised county budget over $200 million, and we have managed to accrue an additional $400 million in reserves.
Right.
Now, how do you do that if you're not overtaxing people?
Right.
So if you say that we don't have enough money to do this, that, or the other thing, I just say I don't believe that's true. I may be wrong.
How much of the county's money come? Rob, we've been over this a million times. I know I've beat you like a dead horse over this, and I'm sorry. How much of the county's expenditures come from what you do? In other words, property tax.
34%.
How much?
34%.
34, and the rest of it is either federal money or state money. Is that correct?
A good portion of it is. The largest portion is actually sales tax dollars.
Sales tax dollars.
I believe it.
Okay.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Mr. Mitchell, you had mentioned something. I'm sorry. I wanted to get this question out before I lost you. You said something.
No trouble.
You said something about overtaxation a second ago, and I wanted to ask you, how much of it is overtaxation if it is something that the county and our leaders have deemed necessary. Because if it isn't necessary to do so, and it's not politically expedient, I understand that. Nobody's going to like to vote for somebody who raised taxes. No,
Sure.
you're not.
Yeah.
You're not going to BS me on that. But how much of it? And I believe I already have a belief, but I want to hear what you think because it may very well influence my belief. How much of it was truly necessary?
Hello?
Because other places kick the
Hello?
can down the road. Can you hear us?
Are you there, Rob?
Hello? I'm here. I don't know
Okay.
what happened.
No, go ahead. Did you hear Christian's question? Did you hear?
No, I heard part of it, then it cut out. I'm very sorry. I don't know
How
what
much
happened.
is? How much?
Yeah,
is,
how much of overtaxation is it whenever it may be necessary that we tax the amount that we did? I mean, was it necessary for us to raise taxes the way that we did? I mean, I would think so.
No, it was not. It actually wasn't. We had a surplus when the taxes were raised.
Uh-huh.
We did not actually have a deficit. That was misinformation
From where?
from county leadership, from the one that asked for the raise.
Okay.
We did not need it.
So,
Okay.
so
And I explained to several people why we didn't. We're required to have, by our private act, at least 15% of the following year's budget in reserves. At the time that the budget was raised, we had 30% of the next year's budget already in cash reserves.
wow. Okay.
So we did not need a tax increase. We had the funds to meet our private act and still retain the AAA rating that we had. That's what I'm saying. We have grown the budget by over $200 million, and we have increased our reserves. How do you spend more and increase your reserves if you're not overtaxing?
And by the way, may I add this? And I don't want to. I'm putting you on the button here, but your department, your budget has remained the same, or it has increased, of course, with expenditures for salaries for your staff, right?
Yeah, it's increased. Not the same increase that county budget has.
All right.
In the 12 years that we have 31 people in my office. In 2010, 2 years before I took office, we had 36 people.
Wow.
And the county was approximately 40% smaller in parcel size.
Oh God. Okay.
So, we're running a lean office. We could always use more people.
Sure.
Always ask for more. Don't get it, so we do with what we have. But what is reliant is that most people don't look at the budget. They don't thoroughly understand what they are seeing when they read the budget.
I'll agree with that, and you're talking to one
know,
right here. I understand.
Yeah. So when somebody says, "Hey, we've got a big deficit. We have to increase taxes to cover this deficit," no, because a lot of the paper deficit that you saw was based on that there were anticipated expenditures coming in from federal grants that went away when COVID went away.
how does property assessment play into this?
Hey, I look at we provide 34% of it, and I am a numbers nerd.
Yeah.
I don't really care for math all that much, but I like to know when somebody's telling me something if they're right. And
Yes,
we
sir.
get beat
But
up
how does
when
property assessment play into this?
Well, 34% of the budget comes from that.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Whenever the county commission raises the tax rate, the citizens call me wanting to know why their taxes went up.
Yeah.
And then I have to explain it, that we don't set their taxes, that's your county commissioners.
That's right.
And they say, well, then it goes into, well, my property's not worth this. Well, maybe it isn't. Let's take a look at it. Is this what your house looks like? Is this how it works? Yeah. Well, this is what your neighbor's house sold 6 months ago for. Oh my God, they got that much for it? Yeah. Well, I guess you're right.
So we would think now that the problem isn't the of correcting any kind of assessments, but it's really the mismanagement of taxation when it comes to what the county commission's done with raising taxes.
Well, this is just getting down there. This is my opinion, and it's not official from my office. This is just Rob Mitchell after moving furniture all day.
Okay.
So there are only certain things that a county government must provide, statutorily must provide.
Yeah.
And the Constitution provides for methods for the county to pay for those things.
Mm-hmm.
And when times are good and you have revenue coming in based on the statutory things that you're allowed to raise revenue on, if you have a surplus and a county commission or a county mayor, just determines that, we need this right here. This will be cool because people want it and this will make me popular.
Yeah, okay. All right,
So they'll provide that service. But the Constitution and the statutes don't provide a funding source for that. And it may be fine for years. And then all of a sudden you have a rapid influx of people. And now all these extra things that you've done because they're kind of cool and, yeah, we could really use it, but we don't have the funding mechanism for it. That's really a city's funding mechanism. You get into a bind and you start to scream and pull out your hair because you don't want to raise taxes, although raising property taxes is exactly what you have to do if you're going to balance a budget.
And I'm assuming this stance made you rather unpopular with certain people in the county government.
Yeah.
And that's the basis upon which these different things we've been seeing about in the news as of June 9th, I guess. Well, that's kind of occurring between a little spat between somebody and somebody.
Well, it goes even further than that.
Yeah.
I've hacked off some people at the state and here's some background history. I have people calling me whenever there's a tax rate change. They call in and they say, I can't afford to stay in my home. Do we have a tax? Do we have to pay taxes forever? Well, if the trustee, Mr. Ted Beatty, operates two programs. One is funded completely by the state. It's a tax relief program. And then there's the tax freeze program. You hit 65, you have certain incomes levels, you can qualify for one of the other two. So we have to keep paying, and property taxes keep going up because the value of my property keeps going up. Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
Right.
So I started looking around at what some other states were doing, and I said, you know what? I saw the state budget because being a number of nerds, I went through the state budget. I listened to and I believe the General Assembly and the governor when they were saying we don't need to take federal funds. We have $2 billion in recurring surplus that we can give up the federal money and we won't be hurt. So I said, all right. I believe there is truth in that. I believe there is $2 billion in surplus. Otherwise, the General Assembly and the governor wouldn't be saying it. So I went through the budget, and, guess what? They weren't lying. I said, well, if we've got this recurring surplus every year, that means we've been over-collecting for the year over what our needs are. And building a reserve is great. But if we have citizens that are suffering, that have lived in Tennessee their whole lives, have paid their taxes, and now they're in an area that's booming and they can't afford to live there anymore, that's wrong.
Right.
But raising taxes wasn't a popular move, was it?
Never is.
How many people did you hear yell about it?
Oh, well, a whole bunch, and none of them. I mean, I met the mayor out in front of the courthouse a couple of years ago. Whenever this increase happened, he had a barbecue stain on his shirt, and I was very happy to see him. And so he, the first thing, instead of asking me how I was, he said, "I didn't want to raise taxes." I said I didn't say anything about that. I just wanted to see how you were doing, Mayor. So I think that there is a lot of what do you call the French called incompetency around around county government that I think doesn't merely extend to just that office, but maybe the fact that there is so much of a public disagreement between certain county offices doesn't do anybody any good. Do you think?
Oh, no.
No, you don't think so?
It doesn't.
Yeah. So I mean, so what do you think a good resolution to this would be for people who live in Rutherford County or who live in the city of Murfreesboro? I mean, how do you think all this really ends once the measuring contest is over with?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
No one does.
I'll be honest. I don't know.
Right.
But as you have a. I've never made a comment on that based on my position.
No, sir. I did.
That I make is, any comment that I ever make, I make as a private individual exercising my First Amendment rights.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Sure.
And just because you're elected to an office doesn't mean that you forsake having an opinion. Now, sometimes it's probably not good to tell what you see because it's not politically expedient. But I'm not gonna lie because it's convenient or will make me popular.
Because every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth.
Sure. Rob,
we just need people now. I will put a plug in for something. Vote for the Golden Homeowners, because what it will do is it will allow every senior who's lived in Tennessee for 25 years or 20 years and is over the age of 65 to take some of that state surplus money and reimburse the counties for the property taxes that those seniors would owe.
Good enough.
It holds the local government harmless.
And you can look
the surplus.
All this up on your website, Rutherford County Property Assessor Rob Mitchell. Rob, I've got a caller on the line. I've got to go to a break.
Yeah.
I thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob. It was good talking to you, Rob. Thank you
so much. We appreciate it. Talk to you later. Okay. Rob Mitchell, your Rutherford County Property Assessor, has done a remarkable job with him and that bunch. And we've got another caller. I am so sorry. We're going to hold off on this. We're going to go to a break.
Yeah, hang on, Jeff.
And we'll come back and we'll get with you. Okay. This is Edwin Lee Raymer Show. Ed Raymer's here. Christian Gay's here. Connor's on the board.
Howdy.
Back with you in just a second. Stay with us, folks. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. If you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
Go to J. Mullins Jewelers and check out their collection of reactor watches. They're located at 352 West Northfield Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And also custom-made jewelry. If you want it, they can make it for you. Also gifts for any and all occasions. Weddings, graduations, family reunions, anniversaries, all of it. That's J. Mullins Jewelers, 352 West Northfield Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. If you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com. All right, we're back. Caller, you are on the line. You have earned it. Go.
Mr. Raymer.
I thought you might be asleep by now.
I can't be with it. But I was not with Mr. Mitchell talking enough. I didn't want to say, you talking about free lunch. I'm going to say something here. Manchester City Schools are now, Monday, July 14th, all students in the district will receive free breakfast and lunch for the upcoming school year through participation in the Community Eligibility Provision, CEP, of the National School Lunch Breakfast Program.
Right. So they're going to get free lunch.
I think they started end of July.
End of July. Right.
They've already started school. What I'm
Sure.
saying is the whole entire school year, they're giving the kids, this is the city system, not the county system. This is the city schools in Manchester. This
Sure.
is free breakfast and lunch to all the students over there for the whole school year. Provide meals at no cost. It doesn't require any applications or nothing.
Can we, you know, what's the odds of us doing that here in Rutherford County? Have you heard any feedback on that, Jeff?
Probably Slim and none, Slim just walked out the door. That's probably what I'd say. I don't know. I don't know anything much about it. So. But I think it's great for them. I don't know how it's eligibility or something, they said. But,
Oh, yeah. I forget that. No, I'm not worried about the eligibility. Give it to everybody, yeah. Give it to all the kids.
But it says full federal reimbursement, not covered total cost. But, you know, they've got to temporarily cover it. They've got a food service fund they're going to cover it. But the rest of it, the rest of the money is just what's the way the federal government's going to be. We'll probably have the only person will be in the federal government, President of the United States, will get to. That's probably the only thing. And him, the vice president, bill, only federal employees will have.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, I do. I guess we'll have to double their salary.
I did want to say, did you hear about the census that Donald Trump wants to do? Heard about that?
Well, I know the one he's wanting to do, Texas. Yeah, he wanting to
No,
redistrict.
U.S. Census, United States.
What's he wanting to do now? What is that?
He wants to do one, but he don't want to count the illegals here. That's what he says. The people that are here illegally don't count.
Well, confusion
And of
is
course-
control,
and
and
of course, the Constitution, you got to do it every 10 years. Of course, what he wants to do, now or whenever it may be. Of course, it'd be challenged in the courts like everything else he does.
Sure. Well, I mean, that's what I've said, too. I posted it on Facebook, and I don't care. You know, he launches an investigation into everything going. You know, I guarantee you, if he had to pay for these investigations out of his pocket, we wouldn't be having many investigations.
But he's going to build a $200 million ballroom at that White House. In here, I know he's going to build that. You be invited.
I'm sure I will. Yeah, me and the wife will dance to the Tennessee Waltz. Sure.
You and your wife and that guest this day to be invited to the first soiree up there. Just get you hooked up. I mean, he don't want women messed up with it.
I doubt I'll be invited, but that's okay. It's a pleasant thought. Jeff, thank you so much. We're running out of time.
I know
Thank
you're
you.
running out of time. I just wanted to holler at you and tell you that. Enjoy your show. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll talk to you next week. Jeff Neal, good supporter of this broadcast and a friend of this station, has been for years. We appreciate it.
Sorry, Rob. I let Jeff more because I can never understand what Jeff is saying.
Okay. Anyway, I want to tell you, we've run over on time, and we're less than 10 minutes to go. But I want to tell you something. I want you, and Connor, I'm going to do this in lieu of an ad for Mullins Jewelers. I want you to check out Mullins Jewelers on West Northfield Boulevard. Okay, take a look at them. I'm wearing jewelry my wife purchased for me, some that they made for me. I'm telling you. Now, folks, if you knew the area and you're wondering about the reputation, folks, they've only been around about 100 years. So if you're worried about that, then you can take that worry off the shelf. Okay?
Ed's wife got him that jewelry the day they opened.
That was my first wife. You're going to get me in trouble. You're going to get yourself in trouble making comments like that.
Probably will.
Yeah, but
I'm always in trouble.
Yeah,
I'm always in trouble.
Well, we'll get you a little placard hanging around your neck. Here comes trouble. But anyway, seriously, and they have wonderful diamonds. Tim takes over everything to look over all this. Garrett's in the back. Check their website out at jmullins.com. jmullins.com. It'll get you to it. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Look at some of the creations they've come up with over there. The ring I wear on my hand this is a Masonic ring. It's a Master Mason's ring, and Tim's brother Jeff and I we made this ring. We drew it out. Garrett, I think, made it, or one of the guys before who it was, the company made it, of course. But right there, they made it. The mold's in there safe. So to say they don't know what they're doing, that's folks, that's just not true. They know the jewelry business. Tim's been in it his entire life. And, you get with Michelle, you can get with Garrett. They'll take care of you. They know their stuff. That's J. Mullins over on West Northfield. Check them out. You will not regret it. Believe me. Christian.
Ed?
I'm anxious to see tomorrow what Trump pulls for this Washington, D.C. I think he's going to institute some type of martial law.
Think so?
I think this is going to be the test for him.
What do you think the extent will be?
Well, of course, he's going to be right there to D.C. is what it's limited to.
Yeah, of course. But I'm saying, what do you think the extent of martial law looks like?
Have no idea. It depends on what he wants.
Sure.
You know.
So why? Why do you think that that's going to be an inevitability?
I think it's going to be a test model for the rest of the nation. I'm just being honest with you.
So if it can do it in D.C., they can do it anywhere.
Do it anywhere.
You're thinking.
Sure. I don't
know. I think that'll be interesting to see how it goes over.
I want to see what he wants to announce. And of course, he always likes that drama and the drum roll and all that mess, Mm-hmm. But I still say this again: we have Republicans right here in this county that will not say no to that guy.
Have we talked to any tonight?
No, I haven't talked to him. You won't get any here.
Yeah.
Except Rob. Rob is the only one.
Oh, okay.
He's not afraid because Rob does his job and he knows he does a good job at it.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's as straight up as you can get.
Yeah.
His
That's
books,
what I appreciate about Mr. Mitchell.
No,
of course.
His books are wide open.
Yep.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
May have a difference of opinion here or there, sure.
Yeah.
But I've always said, if you go up on my property taxes, another $50 or $100, so we can feed kids lunch in school, I don't have a problem with that.
No.
I don't have a problem with it.
No.
My wife doesn't either.
To add on to what you're saying, maybe the last thing we get to say, you talked about martial law tomorrow. Well, we already know that there's a DHS memo come out that says that the ICE ICE and National Guard occupations, military occupations of cities like what happened in Los Angeles, where they didn't hardly grab anybody and deport them.
Right.
I think Hegseth's office may have texted that to somebody at the AP, but they they said that it may be necessary for other countries across the nation or other cities across the nation.
Sure.
To have to undergo those things.
Right.
And I have a good feeling it won't be in places like Birmingham or Montgomery or Nashville or Little Rock. I bet it'll be in places like Chicago, D.C., New York City, Los Angeles.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see a very even hand whenever it
no.
comes to where
No, not at all.
because they want punishment. The cruelty is the point.
Sure.
And I guess we're gonna find out if tomorrow means an occupation of a city that does not have statehood.
Sure.
Like that, we're gonna find out. And
you might find that out. Puerto Rico could be next.
Or we could find out much later that the operations that he wants to conduct the military to do spreads across a lot of the United States, and then I don't know where that puts us. Truly, I really have no idea.
No, you can't tell about him. Of course, that's the whole deal. The punks are in charge of the White House. Punks are in charge of the other. Go to look at Project 2025 track.
Yeah.
But there's not my gripe is there's not a single Republican that will come on this network or this station and say, look, this is wrong.
Well, don't hold your breath.
Don't worry, I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, when the president of the United States has given the authority to this ICE bunch, whoever it is, and somebody's going to wind up getting shot, what's going to happen. But let me tell you something. To go into a church, into a congregation, and arrest someone, they have authority to do that,
They want to blur the line between what makes you feel safe, a sanctuary for you, and where they can be in.
When did we get? Where are we at? Where are our people? Where are the law and order law-abiding, God-loving, Christians. I mean, you're having all your town hall meetings. You had one, and I'm just going to say it. It's been known. I'm going to say it. We had a city meeting this week. We're at one of the churches, and there was the Presbyterian Church.
I take your word for it.
Do we not have a facility here for the city of Murfreesboro where you can have a town hall meeting?
Yeah.
Do we not have a facility that big? We have to go to a church to do it?
Yeah.
And we had teacher orientation. Oh, and I got a bunch of flack on this on Facebook at World Outreach Church.
Oh, don't mess with them. They support Israel, Ed.
Yeah, I know. Well, so do I.
The stickers, Ed.
I understand. Yeah. I mean, we don't have we were just for our teachers that our orientation for our county teachers. We don't have an assembly hall at one of our high schools in the county.
Have you ever thought that maybe what they think they're doing is loving God, is following whatever doctrinal beliefs they have?
That's what they think. That's what a few of them think. And nobody's got guts enough to stand up to them.
Is it just
and they're not going to call in here because they'd have to make, heaven forbid, they might have to give it, or they would give a name. They're too scared. They wouldn't give their name. They'd give a fake name
because they get to hide. They get to feel
they
good.
Get to hide.
And you know what? They get to know
that
they'll go to heaven because they got to do what the Lord told them to do in 2025, and it was make life miserable for the rest of us.
Well, it's not making it miserable. It's fine. My life's doing pretty good, but thank goodness, and knock on wood, that can all change tomorrow. That can change within a few seconds' time.
Or it can change with a pen stroke tomorrow.
It can't.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But, I'm just asking questions. What's the county government doing conducting business at a church facility?
They know. They know.
Oh, yeah, they know.
They know.
Sure. Oh, me. Here we go. The phone is ringing, and I have a feeling it's not for the weather forecast either. But, that's all I'm asking,
Got a minute and 20 seconds.
That's what you got.
All right, I'll tell them.
You got less than a minute. Oh, they're going to tell me.
Tell us.
Using poor old Connie.
Yeah.
What's the deal?
What's up?
He says the guy on the radio is drunk.
Do what?
He says you're drunk on the air.
Yeah, says I'm drunk on the air. I don't know if he's talking about me or Christian.
He's also drunk off there too. Don't worry.
Here's to you, brother. Hey, here you go. Here's to you. That's the spiciest spring. This is the spiciest spring water you'll ever have. Give me a break, folks. No, I'm not drunk on the air. That's a lie. A total lie. You want to come up here? I'll pee in a cup right now.
Ed, that you don't have to do that.
I'll meet you at the door. No, I will do it out there on the sidewalk. I don't care.
You can just do a simple feel sobriety. You have to pee in anything.
I don't care. I can't touch my nose. I couldn't do that from the time I was a child.
Can you say the alphabet backwards, though?
No, I don't know the alphabet backwards.
Put your hands behind your back, Mr. Raymer.
I don't know the alphabet, period. What is an alphabet? My man, Raymer, Christian, gay Christian, thank you.
It was nice talking to you all tonight.
Rob, thank you for your call. Jeff, as always, thank you. Connor, thanks for working the board. I don't mean to cause any trouble. I'm asking some simple questions, folks. And the guy on the board, the drunk guy here, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Ed Raymer, back with you until next Sunday at 8 o'clock. I'll catch you down the road. Good night.